Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to do some batten board wainscoting. This is How-Tos with Aaron. So here's our wall. I've got it started. In the end, it's going to look like this. And so here's how you get there. So you can see I've got it started. It's going to go around all these walls. So the studs behind the wall are set on 16 on center. And each of these boards are 3.5. And so I want the middle of my boards to be in the middle of the stud, which 16 minus 3.5 is 12.5. So I'm gonna have 12.5-inch space between each of my 1x4 boards. So I cut this 2x4 16 inches, and then I put a mark at the 3.5 spot. And so that's given me a spacer block to be able to get my marks on the wall. And then I first marked out where that 3.5 is, because it's going to be one in the corner. And then I put my spacer block onto the mark. And then I was able to mark on the wall where the next one was going to be. And then I moved that over. And then I moved that over. And I kept going down the whole wall, and it sends me right the whole way, so that all of these are right on top of the stud in the center. I also went through first and marked all my studs on the wall so that I would know where everything was. After that, I put my marks on the top of this baseboard because it has that little fancy top. And then with a multi-tool, cut the trim off so that my trim board can sit flush and nice like that. I cut myself a piece at 12.5 inches. Started over here, got the bottom end level, plumbed it up nice. And so then for my next piece, I was able to put this spacer in there and then nail it at the top and in the bottom. And since my first one is plumb, I'll stay perfect, and then I'll also be able to cut all these exactly the same and know that they fit. So that's where I'm at now. Next, there's going to be a piece that goes on top like this all the way across. And then on top of that, a little shelf. For the outlets, I just cut around it. And once everything's painted, it's gonna look real sharp. All right, so here's my setup. Got my miter saw set up on my table. And then this jig is gonna give me the exact size boards that I need every time for my vertical pieces. So how I set it up is I took one, went ahead and cut one at the size that I want. Got this 2x2 set up, going along the side of my saw. So level up and make sure that it was in the right spot. Got it screwed down there and there. Then took my piece that I want to copy. Got it sitting right with my saw, where it's exactly perfect. I screwed down my saw also so that my saw isn't going to move at all. And then I was able to screw this block on the end to be a stopper for my piece. Now all I have to do is put one up there and cut it. And it'll be exactly the same every time. Way faster, way more precise. Bunch more of those and I'm good to go. I'm going to use the same setup for all my different size pieces. All right, now with all these in, now I started on the top piece. We're gonna put one all the way across the top, just like that. My wall is about 18 feet long, so I only had a 16-foot board, so I had to sister it together. Basically came out where I knew there was a stud and cut this one on a 45 and then put this one on top of it on a 45. Nailed to the stud. Little wood filler and caulk and paint, it'll disappear. All right, now with all of these tops on, I'm gonna put the final top, little ledge on the top here. So to get that, I table sawed one completely in half. All right, now look at my piece. Perfect fit. And we'll just nail it in from the top. Put a nail every 16 inches. All right, now with that done, going on to our final piece. This little bridge in between, give it a little more decoration. So I used my original spacer block to make a whole bunch at the same exact size. Set up my jig and cut a whole bunch. And then I eyeballed what looked good for a height. It got 10.5 inches. So now I've got a spacer block for that. So I can quickly and easily get everything sitting at the right height and nail it in. Because my studs are on the outsides here, and this is gonna be inside the studs, I'm gonna put a little bit of Loctite power grab on the piece, which will hold it in place really well. And I'm also gonna nail in at an angle, and that's gonna help keep it in place, at least while the glue dries, and it gives it a little hold. Some of them I'm able to hit a stud anyway, at that angle. So once we get that, just a little caulk and paint, and we're good to go. Bada bing, bada boom, and it's all done. Painter's gonna come and paint it and caulk it and make it look real nice. That's how I do it, and that's how you can do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and check out my channel for other cool projects, ideas, and how to do things. Be blessed.